Welcome to the Bewarecast, where I teach you about the things that you need to beware of. Few alien invasion stories have left as lasting a mark on science fiction as Invasion of the Body Snatchers, originally published as a serialized novel in 1954 by Jack Finney and adapted into numerous films, most notably in 1956 and 1978. The story of silent replacement, creeping paranoia, and the erasure of human individuality resonates across generations. But what exactly are the pod people? Where do they come from? What do they want? And what makes their particular brand of horror so uniquely chilling? This video will explore the origins, biology, and tactics of the alien invaders, as well as the themes that have turned Invasion of the Body Snatchers into one of science fiction's most iconic tales of quiet apocalypse. The creatures at the heart of the story are extraterrestrial in origin, a race of emotionless beings travelling through the cosmos via spores, drifting across space like cosmic seeds. In the 1956 and 1978 films, these spores arrive on Earth, taking root in a small town or city. Over time, they begin replicating the local population one by one. The implication is that Earth is merely one stop in an endless journey of conquest, and the fate of countless other worlds has likely been the same. Unlike aggressive alien species that wage war or detonate planets, the pod people operate through quiet substitution. There's no massive spaceship, no great explosion, just a silent takeover by something that looks exactly like you. In some versions, the originals die once replaced. In others, they're absorbed or erased. Either way, humanity vanishes without a sound. What sets the pod people apart biologically is their eerie process of duplication. Large seed pods bloom with fibrous organic material, and from within, they slowly form perfect replicas of nearby humans. This transformation is usually only possible when the target is asleep, which adds a psychological edge to the horror. If you dare to rest, you risk being overwritten. The copies are biologically identical on the surface, down to fingerprints and vocal tone, but they lack all human emotion. No love, no ambition, no creativity, just blank efficiency. They inherit memories and behaviours, but not the intangible spark that makes someone truly alive. This absence of emotion becomes the easiest way for remaining humans to detect them. Interestingly, the pod people don't appear to be immortal. They require sustenance and can be destroyed just like normal humans. However, they possess a hive-like mentality, often moving with a unified purpose. In the 1978 version, their chilling screech serves as a kind of alarm, alerting others to human survivors. The genius and terror of the pod people lies in their subtlety. They don't announce themselves. They don't destroy cities or invade the skies. They replace your neighbour, your co-worker, your lover, and they do so without a ripple. Once a person is copied, the original body is disposed of, and the duplicate blends in seamlessly. Their infiltration often begins in isolated areas where resistance is minimal and surveillance is low. From there, the infection spreads exponentially. As more people are duplicated, society begins to shift. Institutions begin subtly turning against remaining humans. Police don't respond. Friends act strangely. Pretty soon, you're alone. This tactic mirrors real-life fears of authoritarianism, conformity, and ideological control. It's a chilling metaphor for a society losing its humanity in exchange for safety, unity, or peace. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Despite their effectiveness, pod people have limitations. First, they rely on sleep. A person must be unconscious for replication to occur. In both major film versions, characters attempt to survive by avoiding sleep altogether, using stimulants to stay awake. This, however, is only a temporary solution. Secondly, they don't handle emotion very well. In some interpretations, they can't convincingly replicate strong emotional reactions. Rage, fear, grief, love, all of these can give a person away or expose a pod. Remaining humans can sometimes use this to their advantage, faking emotionless behavior to blend in. Their seed pods also require time and proximity to work. If a person flees or isolates themselves, the pod can't function. Destroying the pods before duplication is completed is an effective means of halting the process. Lastly, in some versions, the pod people have a biological expiration date. In Jack Finney's original novel, the aliens eventually leave Earth, having realized they can't truly survive here long term. But this isn't true in all adaptations, and in many, their takeover appears irreversible. Beyond the surface story of alien replacement, Invasion of the Body Snatchers is loaded with allegory. In the 1950s, it was interpreted as a Cold War parable, reflecting fears of communist infiltration, a society where your neighbour might be secretly working against you. But the beauty of the narrative is its adaptability. In later decades, it reflected growing unease with conformity, consumerism, and social apathy. The 1978 film, darker in tone, arrived in the aftermath of Vietnam and Watergate, a time when many Americans had lost faith in institutions and in each other. It replaced the quaint Americana of the 50s with urban isolation and bureaucratic coldness. Modern audiences still resonate with the core fear that the people around you might not be who you think they are, that you might be next. It's a fear that never quite leaves us, which is why this story continues to find new life in remakes, homages, and science fiction as a whole. The pod people aren't just another alien species, they are a metaphor for the erasure of self, for the slow death of individuality. Whether you read the story as political allegory, psychological horror, or extraterrestrial cautionary tale, the central fear remains chillingly relevant, that one day you'll look into the eyes of someone you love and see nothing at all. And worse, that they'll look back at you and see someone who no longer belongs.